What's good, YouTube? It is your boy, Big Cool, coming to you from Colossal Sports TV. I am back with another Sunday live Google Hangout with my man, Cheetah Head. Let's talk to him, fam.
What's going on, man? We got another good night of boxing, man. We got knockouts and people getting roughed up, man. We got a little bit of everything, so it's a good day.
Hell yeah, like he said, man. Boxing lessons, devastating knockouts, living legends turning the clock all the way back.
Oh no.
Hey, young lions being humbled in a painful way. We're about to kick right into this motherfucker, man. Manny Pacquiao, a 40-year-old Manny Pacquiao turned the clock back. I don't know how many times he turned that bitch back, but he turned it back and beat the small. I don't know what the fuck. I'm getting my words. He beat the hell out of Keith Thurman. He smooth beat the hell out of Keith Thurman. And yeah, Keith Thurman had his moments in the second half of the fight, and I give him credit. I do. But that first half of the fight, it was just an ass whooping. You would think Keith Thurman, you would think Manny Pacquiao told Keith Thurman, don't put your hand in that motherfucking cookie jar.
Yeah.
Don't put your hand in that motherfucking cookie jar. He kept doing it. And you know, hey, me and my man Cheetah here, we both black. So we know when our mama tell us something, they on the phone or some shit, and then they say, girl, I'll call you back. You know what that is. That's an ass whooping waiting to happen. And that's what fucking Manny Pacquiao did to Keith Thurman. He said, hey, girl, I'm going to call you back. And then it was on from there, man. What was your initial thoughts on the fight? What was your thoughts going into the fight? And how did they change, or did they stay the course throughout the actual fight last night?
Going in, I thought it was a tight fight. I thought it was more or less a 50-50 fight. It was funny because Caleb, they was asking everybody what they thought, but Caleb Plant, he kept saying, you can't dismiss, Thurman just off of one shaky performance, and you can't dismiss all of Manny's resume. And so that in total, in sum, is kind of like what I was at. I'm like, you can't really write either one of these guys off, and definitely either one could take it. But man, the way it happened, like you say, the first half of the fight was pure ass whooping. And it was a flash knockdown, but it was a knockdown. And it started with a knockdown, and then that set the tempo. And then so right from the start, Thurman had his back against the wall, and Manny kept his backs against the bricks. And then really, even though Thurman had his moments in the second half, which he did, like he fought a good fight, but again, it just really bigged up Manny because Manny ate some vicious ass fucking shots, man, and to the point where he was like stopping in his tracks, and so it was just all around. It was just all around good. But I will say this, man, dude has never. This was just a thought that I was having the whole time I was watching the fight. But it was like, dude has never been caught or nothing like that. But I'm like, man, you can't tell me this dude ain't got some kind of juice or mutagen or some of that Batman Bane venom running through his veins. Because it's like, man, this little Filipino man is taking too many big shots with his old ass. And in the post-fight, even Keith had to say, dude outworked me. And more or less, I don't know if he used his word, but he basically said, he out-enduranced me. And, as the young man, those are just crazy statements, man. But no, it was a great fight. It was a great, fun fight.
Hell yeah. What's good, Denise Ward? She a longtime supporter of Three Kings Boxing, some supporter of mine. So shout out to her. But like my man Cheetah had said, it was an ass whooping of epic proportions in that first half of the fight. And honestly, I think that Manny Pacquiao could have stopped him at any point in that fight. After go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying I agree because another thing that really amazed me about this fight is the amount of things that Manny did well in terms of like he got the feet, and so that's there, so fine. He got the feet, he got the angles, but at different points, it was like he was like landing these overhand rights almost at will. Then at different points, he was coming up straight up the middle, splitting the guard. Then at different points, he like really dedicated himself like to the body and was hurting. But you know, he was like it was like a buffet, so he was kind of jumping around, doing all different kind of stuff, and that maybe what was the plan in and of itself. But had like he just stuck to the body, or just stuck to cracking him in the side of his head. You know, I agree. I believe he probably could have stopped that boy.
And the thing about it is, because we did the show Wednesday, I think all y'all picked Keith Thurman, which that was the smart pick. You know what I'm saying? Because of
I did.
Of the factors. You know, he 30 years old. Yeah, he been injured for the last 2 years, but other than that, he doesn't have a wear and tear of a 40-year-old, 70 almost plus fight. Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? But I was the lone wolf. You know, because I just felt that Keith Thurman talking too much, and while he has talked a lot of shit in the past, I didn't believe that corny ass shit talking about he the doctor, got the medicine, like N-word, bro. And I said that he would get stopped. I thought it was gonna be a body attack. I think I said he'd stop. He gonna get the stoppage win. Whatever it was, I picked Manny Pacquiao, and it almost happened in the 10th round. And one thing about Keith Thurman that he's gonna have to learn to do is he's gonna have to learn to hide the fact that he's hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Every time he get hit to the body, you know it. It's like clockwork. Go back to the Louis Collazo fight. Go back to the Sean Porter fight. Now go back to last night's fight with Manny Pacquiao. The fucking body, that's his kryptonite. The kryptonite is his body. And I was thinking, oh my goodness, if there was Errol Spence Jr., that nigga ribs would have been in the fucking first row. You know what I'm saying? And he don't hide it at all. And took off running. You can't do that. Because if this was a Manny Pacquiao from 5 years ago, he would have fucking jumped on you even worse than he did last night, and you would have been stopped. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I definitely was thinking that all night. It's like this is a 41-year-old Manny Pacquiao doing this to you. Like, what if this was shit fucking 31-year-old Pacquiao? Like, man, he would have ate your ass. Like, ate your ass. Like, from that aspect, that was a bad look because, and I've said this before, I probably said it on a show on Wednesday. Like, I don't understand. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it. I don't understand why fighters like degrade the fighter that they're about to fight. Because one, why are you fighting them if they trash? And in the case that you lose, what the fuck you got to say now?
Exactly, bro.
So he looks silly as fuck. Like, man, that for all I said the whole fight, every round after every round, I'm like, he talks so much shit. He talks so much shit, and this is what you doing?
Bro, it's like he's like this motherfucker. It was at one point I was watching the fight, and in that comment, the doctor, I was like, this nigga's a medical assistant. He a nursing assistant, you know, fucking doctor. He just taking the prescriptions out there to be sent up to fill. That nigga ain't no doctor. He ain't writing no prescription. You a fraud, motherfucker. You a fucking yeah, man. Like, and I'm like, and we got to clown you, Keith, or as my man 2K. Prodigy of Boxing Talk said Keith, Keef. You know what I'm saying? You don't even get your name pronounced right, bro, because you fucking talk all that shit. I mean, it didn't stop. He had diarrhea at the mouth. 1 minute he the doctor, other minute he was cracking jokes about the religion. Well, saying since he loved God or whatever, he gonna crucify him. I said, oh no. Once he said that, I knew it was over, bro. I knew it was over. Hey, bro, I knew it was over once you said that. I was like, you know what? You could have said anything else. But you said it to a man of high faith like that with Pacquiao. Pacquiao said, okay. I get laugh. I get less laugh. And he beat his ass. And then at one point, I think it was round 5 or 6, after the bell rung, he did a little Ali shuffle Pacquiao did. I was like, yeah, Pacquiao don't clown on your ass unless it's a little personal, man. And Pacquiao looked damn good. Go ahead.
He got the clowning in that ring, man. But you know what? I totally agree that he was talking shit overtime. I totally agree that, you know, he was talking a little bit too greasy. But at the same time, I'm not mad at it. Like, and I believe some of it was honest because I believe in his mind. And to his credit, when Keith Thurman left, he was before he stepped away for them 2 years. He was the man in the division, and he was used to being looked at like that. And then when he came back, all of that was gone. But that's still the last thing that he knew. And so when people was just smacking him in the face with, you ain't the man no more. Errol's kind of the man. You ain't the man in this pay-per-view. Pac-Man is the man in this pay-per-view. I think some of that was stuff that he took personal, and it led to him talking a little bit overtime, and then just trying to sell his first pay-per-view. And it's nowhere near an excuse, but again, all of that goes into it, man. Because I say it every time. I'm a big mental guy, and like they said 1,000 times, this was like the 15th time that Manny had fought. I want to say at that venue or something like that.
Yep.
It was X amount of times that he had fought on pay-per-view. Shit, and it was funny because I was looking at BoxRec to check something else, but shit, he just fought there this year. When he fought Broner, It was almost 6 months to the day. And so, sad to say, this was just another day in the park for Manny Pacquiao. And because he's so old, technically, he don't really have nothing to lose. Because if he lose, then he was old. Everybody expected him to lose. Yeah. Whereas all the real pressure was on Keith. And then it's almost like with Wilder versus Fury, to where he has sold out, I'm going to knock him out, that whether you go out there and try to live up to that or not, they were the type of people to try to live up to that. And then, as you know, when you go chasing that knockout and make it harder. And so it was just all bad, man. It was just all bad. All bad.
It was, man. But, we give him credit for what he did in the second half of the fight. But if Keith Thurman want to be a factor again in the welterweight division, first thing first, he going to have to get his get back. And I'm glad he kind of lost. You know what I'm saying? Even though, we at Three Kings Boxers don't have a dog in the race. You know what I'm saying? As much shit as I talk about Keith Thurman, I don't want him to retire. He's a very good fighter. He showed that last night in the second half of the fight. He can box, he can punch. His chin isn't questionable because he hasn't really – he got dropped last night, but how many guys have Manny Pacquiao dropped throughout the course of his career? Plenty. Knocked him out. Plenty. Ricky Hatton, Gail Cotto, you know what I'm saying? So forth and so on. But Keith Thurman is going to have to know, look, this is what he needed, bro. This is exactly what he needed. He needed to be humbled. He needed this tough fight. The Josecito Lopez fight was tough, but it was tough against him. You know what I'm saying? It was tough against a guy that's not on your level. Right. And for all the shit, for all the ass whooping he got dealt to him in rounds 1 through 6, 1 through 7, you know what I'm saying? He still survived it. You know what I'm saying? And not only survived, he made like you said, a great competitive fight out of it. And if it wasn't for the knockdown and maybe 1 or 2 rounds early in the first half of the fight, this could have been a draw or a close win for him. So I think this was give him confidence in his ability to go up against a Errol Spence and a Terrence Crawford. People may call me crazy because the body, attack or his weakness against, taking body shots is going to be in question. But I think mentally, he was like, look, man, if I can get through this shit, getting knocked down the first round, getting hurt to the body, and still could be competitive with a guy that has great footwork, awkward, angles, I can do good against Crawford and Spence. Not saying he can beat him, but I think it will reignite that fire in his belly because he took this first L. He got to deal with it. He got to deal with the shame that's going to come from it. You already got clowns like Adrian Broner talking shit about him. Errol Spence going to talk shit about him. Terrence Crawford going to talk shit about him. But if I was him, I'm like, you know what? I'll take that one on the chin. I set myself up for that one. But let me go rematch this nigga real quick, get my belt back, and then I'm going to see all you motherfuckers and may the best man win. That's how I would look at it. That's just me, though. What you think about that?
You know what? And it's funny because I agree, but I hadn't even thought about a rematch until you said that word right this moment. I hadn't even thought about a rematch. But I agree. The only thing I'll say is it will be the perfect thing if this don't just run him up out the sport. Because to a degree, it seemed like he kind of had one toe in, one toe out. But if he really is true that I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna solidify myself, then like I say, I agree 100% that this was exactly what he needed because he didn't get destroyed. And like you say, just a couple different things. It could have been a draw or had a completely different outcome. And so he's gonna go back and look at that. And then and if he made certain mistakes, you know, in mental preparation or physical preparation, I think, you know, he'll button that up. And like you say, I agree with his chin. As ironically though, he seems to be, of all the top dogs, he does seem to be the physically the most frail. Like pound for pound, if we just gonna sit here in the box and bang,
Yeah.
it seems like he's gonna be the one that's gonna break first. But you know, that's not to say that he's easily broken. And you know, he definitely got he definitely got a solid chin on him. And you know, Manny Pacquiao is fucking Manny Pacquiao. I mean, that's like he's nobody else is gonna fight like him. And so it's almost like losing to Floyd. Like, okay, you lost to him, but does that mean just anybody else is going to beat you? And so it ain't just a given. And so this could have been, if he comes back and he comes back rebuilt, then I do believe this will be the best thing for him. And like I say, now as you mentioned it, I'll be real curious to see if they have some rematch clauses and if he even does a immediate rematch. Because at the same time, as good as Pacquiao did, that motherfucker's still 40. And he said right there in the ring, I ain't coming back this year. And so the next time we see him fight, if he's true to that, he's gonna be 41. Yep. And I don't care how the fuck good you is. These camps, and like I say, Windley, he might have won last night, but his head didn't, his brain didn't when he was taking a bunch of them shots. And so, you know, wear and tear is wear and tear, whether you win or you lose. And so, like I say, I would be curious to see what both of them do in their very next match.
And I think this, man, I think it need to be Thurman need to come on here and reconsider. He need to come back in November, December this year, stay sharp, stay active, and fucking target. I don't know who it is. What fuck shit. The winner of the Berto Cruz fight, I think that dude he fight, or shit. If whoever, you know what I'm saying? I think now he don't need to take no step backs. Hell, if Danny Garcia can't get a Manny Pacquiao fight, you know, if he decide to abandon talks with Mikey Garcia, because it appears that Mikey could be going to the zone, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm looking for anybody. Shit, you know, Adrian Broner, like fuck Ivan Redicats. You want to talk shit saying I was in the casino gambling and all that shit, and that I got smoked like you did. How about you, motherfuckers? How about your short arm ass come up here and get some of this smoke? You know what I'm saying?
You know, I just saw, well, not to change it, but I just saw Adrian Broner say he ain't fighting at 147 no more.
Well, his fat ass better be goddamn get some discipline. I tell you that, bro. I tell you that shit. We're gonna talk about him in a minute. We're gonna talk about him a little later on. But
that's what I even want to say.
Yeah. But Keith Thurman, man, like I said, take this humiliation. You know what I'm saying? These laughter, these jokes. You know, take it with your chin. You know, take it on the chin and move on.
And the thing though is he did it to himself. Yep. It didn't have to be no humility. This could have just been a loss. Yep. This could have just been a loss to a legend, and then people will be like, you can't be mad at it. Yep. But he came in there talking all that shit like he was working for some pamper organization, and that's all bad. It's all bad.
And that, hey, I must admit though, you know how they show them the significant others in the crowd.
Yeah.
I would be too mad if I was Keith Thurman because I don't know. Look, the pictures I seen his wife, she wasn't ugly, but hey, last night,
no, she was damn. Hey, at least he said it wasn't no ugly chick that lured me away from this sport, man.
Hey, she was gorgeous. I was like, I see why he took 2 years off. You know what I'm saying? This shit. So, hey, he got something good to look at, man, and we gonna see what both guys decide to do next. But yeah, he already stated he wanted a rematch. I would love to rematch Manny Pacquiao. I'm pretty sure he has the rematch clause in his contract. Why not make another 7-figure payday against a familiar foe now? And Manny Pacquiao, to like my man Cheetah Head's point, will be 41 years old December 7th and has no plans on fighting again in 2019. So I think maybe January, February, March or something like that, they get the rematch on. But Keith Thurman definitely need to stay busy. He needs to sharpen himself. He needs to work on somehow being able to take body shots better than he does. Because if he wins the rematch with Manny Pacquiao, which it could be a very high probability, he gonna have to face the one of Sean Porter and Errol Spence because I doubt Al Heyman allowed for a trilogy match between fucking Pacquiao and Thurman, because I don't think Pacquiao want to do no shit like that. I don't think he got
Hell no.
that much more years in him. So he either gonna rematch Thurman or he could cash out. And Floyd, because Floyd was in attendance, he was right there with Leonard Ellerby with his fucking sunglasses on. You know how Floyd is; he loved money. And with Pacquiao winning, and now a lot of people talking about he's the greatest fighter of this era. You know how Floyd is; he don't like the spotlight off of him for too long.
Yeah, but you know what? I wouldn't even want to see it, man. To me, it's way too old. And then don't be fooled. Like, no matter who wins, like, people are gassed up for what we saw last night. Floyd ain't about to do that shit. Like, Floyd ain't about to like rumble with that dude. Like, and so I'm not even gonna say it will be a total of a dud match, but it ain't gonna be no fight like last night.
Hell no. Mac 2K says Spence versus Crawford first before they fight God Pac-Man. Ha! Oh shoot. Hey man, you must be a hardcore Pacquiao fan. I ain't mad at you. But I'm sorry to break it to you. Pacquiao getting that ass booked by Spence or Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that motherfucker gonna be fucking he gonna be filleted and skint after the rounds with them motherfuckers if he fight. But that's why he ain't fight him, man. That's why he chose Keith Thurman. But we about to move on to the next topic, man. Dillian Whyte finally is the WBC mandatory, or he was always the mandatory, but now is official. He is the interim WBC heavyweight champion. I know. I heard he went and cried in his car like Red did after he got that decision. He's like, they did it, man. I finally did it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I almost got knocked out, but I overcame it. You know, well, let's go. You know what I'm saying? But man, he boxed beautifully last night or yesterday afternoon, depending on which part of the world you in. I mean, it was a beautiful display of boxing skills from a guy that I still won't call him a top-notch boxer, but he shows that he has some more wrinkles, some more layers to his game. I did pick Oscar Rivas to stop him in the 10th round. Hell, it almost came true. You know what I'm saying? In the 9th round, he hit him with a mean uppercut, had him against the ropes. But watching this fight, Rivas just could not get inside the jab of Whyte. After that first round where Rivas came out, guns blazing, bro, he was trying to knock this motherfucker head into the first row. He was like, look, I know I ain't getting no decision, so I'm about to try to goddamn knock this motherfucker head between the wash and the dryer. After that, Whyte kept his composure. He kept that discipline. He kept that focus, and he stayed with the game plan. He single jab, double jab, triple jab, went to the body. You know, his name is Body Snatcher. And I didn't expect that. I expected a fight that would be kind of like his fights with Derek Chisora. You know what I'm saying? You know, phone booth fights where both guys are hurt, both guys are tired, both guys are just, you know what I'm saying, on borrowed time before one of them possibly gets stopped. But he said, no, you motherfucking Americans, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to Wilder, maybe. And now he gets his shot at Deontay Wilder or whoever is the WBC champion by the time 2020 rolled through. What was your thoughts? I mean, I know you say you didn't see the fight. Did you see any highlights?
Yeah, I seen a couple highlights, man. You know what? I like Dillian Whyte, man, because he's just one of the fighters. He is what he is, because he reminds me of Wilder in the sense that, you know, he's late to the sport, and so there's just a lot of things that, you know, aren't going to look the same with him, or, you know, they just going to develop when they develop, and that's not good or bad. It just is what it is. But, you know, he's the fighter that he is. But you can clearly see that, you know, he gets better when he gets into the ring. And like you say, he shows new wrinkles and things like that. And so I thought this fight was a 50-50 fight going in. But the only my only real apprehension about it was, like I say, I'm just more familiar personally with Whyte than I am with Rivas. And so I didn't have as much, you know, material in my mental to you know, really match them up in my head. But it's not overly surprising to hear that you know, Dillian did him the way that he did. But and then also obviously he used his his height and his length. Because like you say, that jab seemed like it was a major problem for that dude. And I wouldn't have. Now that it probably is one of my biggest surprises because I didn't think he was going to use it so textbook, especially with Rivas supposed to have all the extra slick pedigree and whatnot.
Man, like I said, when you go back and watch the fight, it was just an excellent display. And Rivas, man, this is no knock on him. You know what I'm saying? This is first loss of his career, just like Thurman. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he didn't have the success Thurman did, but he gonna learn from this fight, man. He got to learn to, be able to get in on the inside of these jabs. Because if he would have won, he would have had to get in the inside of, Deontay Wilder's jab or Tyson Fury's jab, or Anthony Joshua's jab. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to be able to get on the inside, and once he get there, you know what I'm saying, he's very good. He's physically strong. He showed a great chin. He was hurt, I think, maybe in the second round. You know what I'm saying? But he fucking bit down on that mouthpiece and he went to work. You know what I'm saying? He landed some big shots. He got power. He has a good jab. He has some good footwork, good stamina. And, he's physically strong. But, Dillian Whyte was not to be deterred last night. And now, he gets the shot. The only question is, when will that shot come? Will it come? You know what I'm saying? Because, like Eddie Hearn said in the post-fight interview, only thing that's guaranteed is that Dillian Whyte get a shot in 2020. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only thing we can go off right now, man. I hope that he get his title opportunity sometime in a guarantee. But there's no telling with how politics happening, because Fury and Wilder isn't done like we thought it was. You know what I'm saying? And Wilder could go towards for Andy Ruiz, and that could just potentially, prolong things. You know what I'm saying? But the good thing for him is that he got his spot. You know what I'm saying? So we shall see. But he performed excellent last night. And props to him. Oscar Rivas definitely will be back. I'd like to see him against a guy like Joseph Parker, maybe Alexander Usyk. Alexander Povetkin needs an opponent, because we reported yesterday that if Dave Allen was to defeat David Price, he was going to be fighting Alexander Povetkin next on the undercard of Vasyl Lomachenko, Luke Campbell, that's taking place August 31st in the UK. Now, if he ain't too banged up, because that would be a quick turnaround, and I doubt they would put him on their card, but maybe sometime in September, October, Alexander Povetkin, Oscar Rivas can get it on. They similar in height. Obviously, Rivas is fresher. I think he's the stronger puncher at this point. I think he has a better chin. But skill-wise, you know what I'm saying, you still got to respect Povetkin, because he is a 2004 Olympic gold medalist. You know what I'm saying? So what you think about that potential matchup, if that's something that Eddie Hearn approaches Team Rivas about?
No, that's cool. Like you said, it's a quick turnaround, but just the pure matchup itself, that's cool. Let me ask you though. I was looking at some of them highlights. The only thing that I saw was a kind of a potential knock or a potential drawback with Rivas. It looked like he kind of had slow feet though. Like he was just kind of plodding along. Did he ever look like he have a little bit of skip in his step? Because like I say, if you're talking like down the long, let's just assume he keeps winning and winning and winning, and he gets back to the mountaintop. Like obviously, like Fury, he got quick feet. People crack on him, but Wilder, he's pretty nimble on his feet. Ortiz is nimble on his feet. Like if he got them slow dogs, that's gonna be a problem when he gets up, and he gonna still be the short dude. Like that's gonna be a problem for him.
He's more of a on defense. He can get out the way. You know what I'm saying? He got some good. You know what I'm saying? Some good reaction with the feet. He does fight a lot on his front foot. So he comes off as a plotter. You know what I'm saying? A plotter, excuse me. If you go back to his fight with Brian Jennings, you know what I'm saying? He fights primarily on that front foot, head over, you know what I'm saying, which makes him easily accessible for an uppercut. You know what I'm saying? But he can move a little bit. He's not a Wilder or Fury or Ortiz and shit like that. Or Usyk. You know what I'm saying? Or he not a Joseph Parker because Joseph Parker can move. You know what I'm saying? That's why he gave Anthony Joshua problems in that fight. You know what I'm saying? And but I mean, I still think he's a valuable contender. I'll still like to see him in against the guys like Usyk, Povetkin, Parker, Ortiz. If he can get a shot at one of the champions, I'd like to see him do what he got to do. And I think that if he can fight, if he get more experience and learn from this fight, if he fought, Dillian Whyte again, I think that it would be a different fight. Not saying that he will win it, but I think it'll be much more competitive because he know what to do. Because while Brian Jennings is to be respected as a fighter, he isn't one of the big heavyweights. He isn't that guy you gonna really have to. What I want to say? He isn't an elite fighter. I think he probably a notch below Dillian Whyte at this point. You know what I'm saying? Back 3 or 4 years ago, or back in 2015, it'd have been different. You know what I'm saying? But this experience against a bigger, legitimately top 5 heavyweight is gonna do wonders for him, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna see, man, what comes of this experience against Dillian Whyte. All right, man, we about to talk about Errol Spence Jr., Sean Porter.
Man.
Hey, they had their press conference to announce their September 28th fight that's going down on Fox pay-per-view live in Los Angeles at the Staples Center. And these dudes had some words exchanged, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
and I'm gonna let you go ahead and take the floor with this one, man, because you're laughing. I know you got an interesting perspective from what you witnessed at that press conference.
Hell yeah. Like I say, I've been saying, man, this is gonna be a dope fight. Like both of the guys are saying, I'm gonna win big. That's what they're supposed to say, that's what they're supposed to feel. I think at the end of the day, it's going to be a very close fight, at least in the first half of the fight. I think it's going to be very close because I don't think Sean Porter is just going to maul him to death and then and Spence is going to like shrink under the pressure. I don't think that Errol Spence is just such a monster that he's just going to flatten Sean Porter just sunning in the first 6 rounds. So I definitely think the first half of that fight is going to be all the fireworks that that we can want. And I think some of it's going to be pretty and polished, and I think some of it's going to be, rough and tumble. I definitely think some heads is going to get bruised up. I definitely expect to see some cuts and some blood, all of that. Honestly, though, and I hate to say it because I got to go against my Buckeye brother, but at the moment, I think Errol Spence kind of has the advantage. I think he has the advantage, a little bit physically. I think, and really, even at this point, I think he has the advantage mentally. And not to say that he's mentally stronger than Porter, because I definitely don't think that. However, I believe that when you look at like the perception of people and the way that they're talking, I think more people are just believe that it's Spence's fight to lose. In fact, I think more people are making it seem like it's going to be way easier than it's going to be. And then and so whether I don't care what people say, man, you can block out public perception as much as you want, but like come fight week or those times when you have to listen to it, that does play a part. And so I think that's going to be like a chip on Porter's shoulder, whether he can use it good or bad. And then B, and this is what I really was laughing at, is just like Sean Porter is kind of like, to me, he's more like the clean cut kid next door personality, where if you mess with him, then he's tough and he'll fight, but he ain't really about that. He don't seem like he really want to play the dozens. He just seems like a laid back kind of let's talk about the movies, let's just chill type of guy. Yeah. Where Errol Spence seems like he more home wolfing and talking shit and doing more or less nightlife type stuff. And so to me, it's already 1000% evident that Errol is going to go right at him even when they talk, and he dogging him like, my dress better. He's saying all this to his face. I dress better than you. I look better than you. I get paid more money than you. And then Sean's still kind of on that, why we gotta talk like this? Like, why can't we just be nice? And so, like, I think by the time that builds up all the way to fight night, like, man, this is gonna be hot. This is gonna be a hot fight. And then I think by fight night, they blood is gonna be very bad.
And in terms of that shit, I think that's lame as hell. You know what I'm saying? About making more money than you at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Who gives a fuck about that? Sean Porter don't care about that shit. You know what I'm saying? I bet he got a good ass. You know what I'm saying? This is not even direct towards your statement. I'm just saying in general to like if fucking Spence was listening to that, I'd say the same shit. Like nobody care about nobody money unless you're a fuck boy. You know what I'm saying? Worry about another man's pockets. Like, dude, he negotiated a deal that was comfortable for him. Because rest assured, if it wasn't, you know what I'm saying, and something that he was liking, you'd be fighting another motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So, look, all that trash talking is cool. I like it. But at the end of the day, motherfuckers are really sleeping on Sean Porter. I'm telling you, man, they sleeping on this nigga. This nigga is like he said. He said, "I got heart to give." Mm-hmm. That's the statement right there that stuck out to me. You know what I'm saying? Out of all the other shit they were saying, that motherfucker said, "I got heart to give." Ain't nobody ever took this man heart. Not from the fight I didn't see. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and all that extra rah your shoes, nigga. Who give a fuck about that shit, Errol? These niggas ain't. I don't know what school they go to for. You know what I'm saying? It's trash talk, but they need to fucking drop out and get some new teachers. Because nobody, look, bro. I respect Errol. I think Errol beats. I like Errol, but he's starting to feel himself. You know what I'm saying? He's starting to smell. You know, our parents just say, "You starting to smell yourself." You know what I'm saying? And this the wrong nigga to smell yourself against. Cause if you ain't knocking this man out, I can't wait for this fight, bro. I think it's gonna be the best fight we're going forward. You know what I'm saying? Like post Hurd, Hurd and J Rock. I think this fight could top it. Because how you gonna fucking punch a motherfucker to the body that ain't gonna let you punch? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that Spence is not gonna have his way or be able to make those adjustments, but ask Berto, ask Danny Garcia, ask Keith Thurman. Ask fucking Adrian Granados, all these guys. Ask Paulie Malignaggi. You know what I'm saying? The game fucked up if y'all think Sean Porter's just gonna get walked over. I would be flabbergasted if he is knocked out, especially early in this fight.
If Spence walked through Porter, no question asked. I'm a diehard. You can't tell me nothing about Spence fan from here on out. Like if he walked through that boy, like man, I can't tell you the level of props that I would give him because like I said, I agree with you that like he is Sean Porter is being severely underestimated. People just I think at the end of the day, people just don't like his style, and you know he doesn't have like I guess the most catchy personality in these interviews. But in terms of like his resume and what he's done, like man, there's no logical way to hate on Sean Porter. And like you say, to me, win, lose, or draw, I know he's not undefeated, but to me, he still has the best resume at welterweight right now. When you look at the people that he's fought, and he's never been dominated. Even the fights that he's lost, you know, he's never been dominated, and everybody that's ever gotten in the ring with him got out the ring looking like they was in a motherfucking fight. And in terms of like you say, what he was talking shit about, I like you, I'm not the biggest, you know, whoop-de-whoop, you wear this, you look like this, but I like the fact that he was talking shit. And then when asked, not so much talking shit, but when they asked when they asked Spence about, you know, what got him excited about Porter, it kind of speaks like to what you were saying, where he said he was like, you know, nobody has ever taken his heart. And he was like, nobody has really ever dominated him. And so, you know, I want to be the first to do that. And so, like, I do think that Spence is I'm not mad at it at this point, but I do fully believe that Spence is feeling himself. But at the same time, like, he's talking his shit, but he ain't doing that Thurman stuff where this dude, he can't touch me and he can't really do this and he's tailor-made for. He ain't saying all of that shit. He's saying I will knock him out, but this is a monster that I'm about to get in the ring with. And so, like, from that standpoint, like I said, I like their mind state. I like their mind state. I like the way both of them are talking. And like I say, I don't care. I don't care if they were super friendly, like two Manny Pacquiao's. I know what's going to happen when they get in that ring.
Yep.
And so the fact that they seem like they got a little bit of bad blood already, it's going to be good.
If I was Porter, I wouldn't even say shit. After my statement of I got more heart, I got enough heart to give. I got heart to give out. I ain't saying shit. I'm locked and loaded in this motherfucker. I'm locked and loaded. I'm starting training right now. I ain't going to no fights. I ain't about to be no special guest. I ain't about to do because these niggas trying to play me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, nope, I ain't doing none of that shit. I'm locked and loaded. I don't want no tweet me on Instagram, on Facebook, none of that shit. If it ain't a media requirement, what I got is mandatory. I ain't fucking with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I see. That's how I look at it. You know, because these motherfuckers trying to play him, bro. And I'm getting riled up and shit just because I just know that I feel an upset could happen, man. I feel an upset. I favor Porter. Spence, and I'm picking him to win. But I wouldn't be shocked whatsoever if Porter go in there and rough him the fuck up.
Hell no.
I'm talking about rough him the fuck up.
Hell yeah. Because again, man, it ain't nothing for an eye to get swole up and then I change your whole fight. It ain't nothing for a headbutt or a cut for being a bad place and it changed the whole fight. Like or fucking like Thurman, where he came out and he got dropped with the quickness. Now, again, in my opinion, he wasn't hurt at all, but it was still a 10-8 round. And then now you got all of that momentum and now you got the judges thinking, oh shit, everything he touching him with is hurting him. And so, like I say, you don't even have to have real substantial damage. It could be some I don't want to say superficial, but it could be some circumstantial shit that happened and change the color of the fight. But no matter how you slice it, to me, that fight is going to be close. Now, one or the other might pull away toward the end. But like I say, the first 75% of that fight, I see being pure war. I see it being pure war.
Yeah, man, it's going to be, I can't wait. This shit, it's going down. It's going the fuck down September 28th, man. Hey, this is going to be one hell of a motherfucking fight. I can't wait for it, man. All right, man. We about to finish this bitch out with this clown, Adrian Broner. Let me ask you this question, man. You're a little older than me, so you know what I'm saying. What you think about that interview he did with Fight Hype where he revealed that Keith Thurman, whether it's true or not, was in the casino about 4 a.m. with him? Don't you think that go against the code? You know what I'm saying? You don't never say no shit like that because when I heard it, I was like, damn. Adrian sound like a bitch ass nigga for that. You know what I'm saying? Like you gonna really out my man like that just because you trying to get a headline or he hurt your feelings when he said when Keith said I ain't Broner, so he ain't gonna whoop me like that. What did you get that as well, or is it just me?
I don't know. Honestly, I didn't take it like that. I listening to you say that, I can definitely hear that. But when I heard it, I didn't take it like that. I really took it as like, dude, you took some shots at me, and so now I'm taking shots at you. And like because to me, I more attribute the secrecy to shit to like sparring or stuff that we're doing and training or stuff like this. But if your ass if it's true, like you say, if this is true, if you really were out at the casino for any and everybody to walk around and see you out there, knowing you on these billboards and stuff for having this fight coming up in this social media age, like anybody could have dropped that footage on him. And so it's not like, sparring, you have to be in a privileged position to even have this story. If you made this public, if you were doing this shit openly in public in the first place, then hey man, I can't be but so mad at that. And you're gonna be out there if it's true, you're gonna be out there at the table with one of the guys you've most been clowning, who is a fucking fool. And if you gonna arm him with that kind of information, like I can't be 100% mad at Broner for that one. But If it's, I'm just really wondering if it's true or not. Because if that shit is true, that he really was out there gambling night after night, all super late at night, days before he got this mega fight, like that's just crazy.
And I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying because anybody that you think that shit would have came out, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Keith Thurman at the casino at 4 a.m. What for? Oh shit, you know what I'm saying? What's wrong with him? You know what I'm saying? Like that. I just feel like that shit would have came out as soon as that's like, man, if I see something like that, oh shit, what up, Keith? Boom, boom, boom. Either somebody tweeting about it, you know what I'm saying, or taking a picture or video. But it came out after the fight. Like Broner, like, yeah, he was in there. I mean, I'm not saying Broner lying, but Broner do lie. You know what I'm saying? He is an attention-seeking whore. You know what I'm saying? He loved the spotlight like his big brother, Floyd Mayweather Jr. I don't know, man. He just seemed like to me, he volunteered some information that nobody was seeking, nobody was asking. You know what I'm saying? But to your point, go ahead.
No, I just said that's true.
You know what I'm saying? To your point, hey, Keith has talked some shit about him, but the shit was the truth. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say a lie, but if this the truth, then, you know, I guess it's fair game. I just feel like, you know, that's something that could have been kept between Broner and Thurman and whoever else was there. But I don't believe Broner, man. I think that this shit would have came out because it's too big of a story not to come out. You know what I'm saying? It's like, back in the day when Roy Jones was playing basketball before a fight. That's a big story. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You fight Manny Pacquiao, 8 division world champion, future first ballot Hall of Famer, all time great, living legend, and you a champion. You a champion, not just he a fluky ass champion like Saddam Ali. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You a champion, undefeated, has fought Danny Garcia, has fought Sean Porter. You know what I'm saying? And has a history of calling out Floyd Mayweather. You've been talking all this shit, and you don't think a diehard fucking Pacquiao fan or whoever that envy you or don't like you, whether they like Pacquiao or not, see you and not gonna put that shit out there. I just have a hard time believing that Keith Thurman had his light skinned ass in the casino at 4 a.m.
I'm not gonna deny that at all. Like, it does seem fishy, and I really do want somebody else other than Adrian Broner to confirm that. But like, shoot, go to the casino. Let's get. I know they got some video footage. Like, let's get some kind of confirmation, man. But if it's true, that's crazy. Because now imagine if that's true. Just imagine Keith Thurman said out of his own mouth, whether this is true or not, that when he was preparing for Josecito Lopez, he trained by himself at Planet Fitness, which one of the dumbest shits I've ever heard. And if this turns out to be true, then his next biggest fight, he's out kicking it at the casino to all times of hours. Like, if those two stories are true, that is kind of crazy.
Hey, well, shout out to my homie Punchlines and Pugilism. He said, he just commented, Keith said it himself on his Instagram live. Wow. Well, shit, I retract what I said about Adrian Broner. Damn. Well, Keith Thurman, you are one dumb motherfucker.
Yeah, he dumb. Oh, yeah. So, no, he dumb as fuck. He dumb as fuck then.
Just when I think the show over, we got to roast your dumb ass again. Because wow, bro. That, like I said in the article, and, you know, and he was eating ice cream and shit too. You know, that all goes into plays in the factor. Appreciate that Punchlines and Pugilism. Man, you one dumb motherfucker. Like, really, I'm over here. I can't even. I'm a loss for words, bro. Because how reckless, how stupid, how just undisciplined, unfocused, and you just had no respect for Manny Pacquiao, bro.
Because I'm gonna go back to what I just said. If anything, now I'm giving Broner some restraint points.
Yep.
Because now he done cracked on that fool and then sat at the table with him, kicking it, neglecting your duties. And at least I'm surprised Broner didn't air this shit out earlier before the fight. Like, look at this dumbass. But damn, I can't believe he did that. And now he's smelling himself. Like, dude, you bugging.
My man Punchline also said he was bugging too. He said it was the night before. So this shit was Friday night, not 2 or 3 days, not the week, not Monday or Sunday or Saturday last week. It was on Friday that this motherfucker was at the casino.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Wow.
That's about as worse as getting pussy, man.
And
You know what I'm saying?
So you was out the night before and then lose the fight by inches. So it's like,
that couple hours of extra sleep. You instead of eating that ice cream, you ate some grapes or some apples, some watermelon, whatever it was. You drunk some milk. Oh, look. Oh, yeah.
We confirm that? Oh man. Oh man.
This shit,
that's bad.
bro. Like that let me know maybe he ain't gonna fight. Maybe he done. I swear, bro. Like that's the fucking actions of a guy that has 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Simple as that, bro. Ain't no way in hell. You thought you was fighting Manny Pacquiao. I like my boy 2K said, Manny Pacquiao. Not Josecito Lopez in the rematch.
Man. And he said out of his own mouth, this is the biggest fight of my career. You fighting in front of your lady. Maybe that was it. Maybe that's why he was out. He was like, listen, I got a choice. I can either stay in this hotel room and get this pussy and kill my legs, or I can go wander the strip.
Oh man, if he can't say no. Well, they say he was people think he was a virgin before before he got married. So maybe it's tougher to turn. He couldn't turn that on pussy for a few more hours, man.
Nah, you ain't her to fight again,
bro. What the? Oh yeah, she fine too, bro. So shit. He would have died, bro. Hey, that knockdown in the front, he would have went through the canvas though. Hey, she put it on, bro. That nigga would have been in the fetal position, cause like she fine, bro. I'm keeping it 100.
That's fucked up, man. I can't believe, like you said about Sean Porter, he should have just shut the fuck up and cut his tongue out and not said nothing. Be like, Broner saying what he's saying. That man is free to say what he want to say, but don't confirm that.
Like you put that out. Well, he was on Instagram Live doing it, bro. That's what you do when you having a good time. Oh yeah, man. Hey, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, shit, we at the party. Cool. What up? Hey, say what up, Broner? Hey, B, about getting my ass beat. I like, bro. You out here openly chilling with Adrian Broner,
and that's why I said I wasn't mad at it in the beginning, because like, you out here in the public eye. This was not a public or private matter. What you were doing was in a public eye. And now it's even worse, because I'm just saying my point was like, somebody walking past might see you. Fuck somebody walking past. He pulled his own phone out and was like, look at me.
Yeah, man. Hey, yes, that's me at the casino. Bro, you could have had that fucking table brought up to your room, dog. Bro, like, something. Like, this is
talking about me being a little bit older. Now, I ain't no old man, but I'm old enough to the point where this new shit with these phones, and especially like the millennials or whatever, but like this recording yourself doing anything and everything boggles my mind. But these motherfuckers recording themselves doing crimes and doing shit that you know you shouldn't be doing. Like, why are you broadcasting this? And to me, this just falls under that same umbrella of like, man, dude, even if you want to be doing this at this point in the game, you should have enough sense to know you should be doing this behind closed fucking doors.
Yeah, bro, like that's pathetic, dog. There's no excuse. He deserved all the criticism. I mean, look, man. That's why I respect Vladimir Klitschko, Floyd Mayweather, Andre Berto, Terrence Crawford. These guys that don't put that shit in their body. You know what I'm saying? To be a successful athlete, hell, you gotta obviously be blessed with the skill.
God damn.
But to be even an average, it's a certain level of discipline and focus and commitment you gotta have. You know what I'm saying? And you see these fighters, man. You see with Errol Spence, yeah, he gonna look good physically, no homo. Come fight time, but you can see he gained a lot of weight. Look at him. He about to pump up out his damn fucking suit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And you got all the Adrian Broner. You got all these motherfuckers. Tyson Fury at the time. You know what I'm saying? Orlando, what's the heavyweight? Orlando Solis back at a few years ago, Cuban. You know, all these motherfuckers, Chris Arreola, all these guys, Tank Davis. Bro, that's why they had these shortcomings, man.
Hell yeah.
They lack the discipline and the commitment and dedication to the sport. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do all that running, being away from your family, eating right for fucking 7 weeks. And then you get to the fight week, you eating ice cream, you out gambling and shit. That defeat the purpose. That's some shit you do early in the count. That's some shit you do early in the count or right before you start count. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? Another, even as you were just talking just now, like the people are always cracking on Keith Thurman, but like even here, people was cracking on him at Three Kings for playing the flute and doing stuff like that, having the ponytail. But even those things are like associated with like somebody doing their own thing, or somebody that stands apart from the pack. And because he gets credit for being a real cerebral guy, a guy who reads, a guy who meditates and shit like that. And so all said to say, it just seems like it would have been his personality to like be in a meditative mode or to be like be in a preparation mode. Like now, like Broner, it makes sense for I would expect to hear a story of him out gambling the night before one of his fights. Like something like that would make sense to me. But to even hear that Keith Thurman was doing that, that's man. That dude, that really changes my whole perspective on the whole fight, man. That really changes perspective on the whole fight. That I don't want to say he just barely lost, but he lost a more or less close fight or a fight where he definitely had his moments. And he was doing that.
Bro, it was like they say in football games or basketball games or baseball, hockey, whatever. All it take is the small things, bro. That's when you get to the dog days of the summer. That's why you got to go hard on that last suicide, that last up down. For the times you get November, December, or the 2 minute, that fourth quarter where you got to, give it your all. You know what I'm saying? The last 2 minutes. And this dude, like I said, this shit right here could have been probably the fucking difference. Probably was. You know what I'm saying?
No, probably was. Shit.
And he would have been undefeated still, being held as a guy that, defeated Manny Pacquiao, probably pushing him closer to retirement. But instead, you walk away with your first L, even though it ain't nothing to be ashamed about, we thought. But all this shit, man, you did it to yourself. And Pacquiao punished you as you should have been punished for taking that man lightly and taking the sport. You really just spit in the face of the sport, bro.
Damn. Keith Thurman got his ass whipped when he don't bring up the late Ben Getty. Because you know what? I always be feeling bad for his current trainer, because whenever that motherfucker has a good moment, the first thing he say is my late trainer, the great Ben Getty. He don't never bring up his current trainer.
Damn, Birmingham.
His ass whooping. All he did was bring up that Birmingham.
Hell no. I dropped that bitch. He ain't got no title. He ain't worth shit to me no more. I'm like, get the fuck out of my face, man. Like, what the fuck, man? That's an ultimate slap in the face, man. But we're going to reconvene Wednesday, man. We're going to talk a little more in detail about some of the fights on the undercard, as well as the current news that circulates from here on into the next show. So, hey, if you like this video or this live, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share these videos all over social media. Drop your comments in the comment section down below. Be sure to check out 3kingsboxing.com for your latest and greatest updated, unfiltered, and unbiased boxing news and information reported the way it should be. Shout out everybody that's with the movement. Shout out to the LDBC. They're affiliates of ours. Make sure you go support them as well. Shout out to my man Cheetah Head for rocking with me, man. We're going to get these shows better and better. Me and him going to chop it up sometime this week to try to bring you some more entertainment. You know what I'm saying? I think we're starting to get that mesh, the personalities, and that chemistry starting to get better and better. So we definitely about to hit y'all with some more fire. But until next time, we are out. Peace.